Hey guys, in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 3 of my biggest game-changing tips that you need to know ASAP so that you can learn how to heal insomnia naturally. And if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, hit that like button, and also click the bell for notifications down below to make sure that you get notified every time I upload a new video. These 3 tips completely transformed how I approach sleep, and they were a critical factor in me being able to overcome insomnia after 12 years. The reason that this is so important is that you must know how to approach insomnia in a very specific way in order to get results fast. And what I'm referring to here is that you must adopt the identity of someone who sleeps naturally first before you'll be able to get results yourself. What you focus on most is usually what you end up getting even more of. So if you keep focusing on insomnia, all you're going to end up getting is more insomnia. In other words, the way that you think about insomnia is going to determine how much insomnia you have in your life. This might sound weird, but stick with me because if you keep watching till the end of this video, you're going to learn exactly how to start thinking and acting like a natural sleeper right away, which is really going to help you on your journey to heal insomnia naturally. There's one giant mistake that most insomniacs make that's actually keeping them stuck with insomnia. And that one thing is calling yourself an insomniac. So my tip number 1 is to stop identifying with insomnia. I know this sounds counterintuitive, and it is, which is why so many people don't realize that this is actually a really important part of the process if you want to be able to heal insomnia naturally. Calling yourself an insomniac is one of the biggest mistakes that people make, which is why millions of people around the world continue to deal with poor sleep for years or even decades, myself included. The good news is this is also one of the easiest things to fix. But when I was looking for ways to get rid of insomnia, there was literally nobody talking about this, which is why I created this video. So it's essential that you stop identifying with insomnia, which means don't call yourself an insomniac, stop identifying with insomnia, don't say you have insomnia, and also don't even say that you have trouble sleeping. Try to act as if you sleep just fine, which leads me to my next tip, which is don't worry about sleep. Now, you might be thinking that this is easier said than done, and sure, at first, but this is also a very simple concept that you can start reminding yourself of every single day, starting now. Think of it this way. We all know people who can fall asleep pretty much anywhere, on a plane, on a bus, those people who just close their eyes and pass out instantly. And that used to always amaze me. And so I would always wonder, how do they actually do that? Why are there some people who fall asleep totally easily, and for others, why is it so hard? Then when I started learning about how the brain works and how the subconscious mind works and how our thoughts create our reality, I finally asked myself the question, how do those people think about sleep? How do those people who fall asleep easily, how do they think about sleep? And then I finally realized they don't. Those people who fall asleep naturally, they don't think about sleep at all. The fastest way to get results in anything in life is to model the behavior of those who are already successful and already good at getting the result that you want. So why would that be any different here? That's why it is so important to model the behavior of a natural sleeper and start acting that way now. And natural sleepers, they don't think about sleep. They don't worry about sleep. The thought doesn't even cross their mind that sleeping should be something worth worrying about because they just know that they're going to sleep tonight. So if you didn't sleep well, you need to do your best to just brush it off and not worry about it, which includes, don't freak out about what time it is at night. Don't freak out about how many hours of sleep you got or didn't get. And I know this might annoy some people. I get it. I dealt with insomnia for over 12 straight years. And trust me, I know what it's like to not get enough sleep and to take forever to fall asleep. And I know it's so hard not to think about it. But once I stopped worrying about sleep so much, I ironically started falling asleep way faster. That leads me to my next tip, which is to use your language to your advantage. This goes along the same lines of no longer calling yourself an insomniac, but it's really important that you take this another step further to really start reinforcing that belief to yourself that you can indeed fall asleep like a normal person. The language we use is so powerful, yet so many people underestimate this. I don't remember who said this, but someone somewhere said that the language you use is like the soundtrack to your life. So do you want to be listening to a happy, upbeat, optimistic, positive soundtrack? Or do you want to be listening to a soundtrack that's negative, self-defeating, and disempowering day in and day out? But one thing is for sure, and that is that assuming you won't sleep well definitely isn't going to help you get more sleep. To be able to use your language to your advantage, the first step is to simply notice the type of words that you're using and your internal dialogue, and simply notice when you're having thoughts that aren't helping you get closer to the outcome that you want. And if you realize that you're starting to worry about how much sleep you're getting, instead you want to repeat to yourself something like, it doesn't matter how many hours of sleep I get because I know that I'll feel great in the morning anyway. And hold up, that right there is definitely worth repeating. So go ahead and write in the comments right now saying that it doesn't matter how many hours of sleep you get because you know that in the morning you will feel great anyway. And I also want to know, like, how does it feel for you to say that, to declare that, and just to really start really enforcing that idea in your mind instead. All you have to do is simply repeat the positive outcome to yourself, repeat the positive result that you want to experience, and start reinforcing that idea instead of the old one that wasn't helping you get more sleep anyway. And I literally do this all the time, and using your language to your advantage is seriously so important to be able to heal insomnia naturally. So as you can now see, you have to start to think and act like a natural sleeper now, and you have to believe that you can sleep and that sleep is a normal part of every day for you before you'll be able to sleep more easily. If you want even more tips on how to heal insomnia naturally, then make sure to check out my other videos over here. And if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, hit that like button, and also click the bell for notifications down below to make sure that you get notified every time I upload a new video. Remember, you can fall asleep. I believe in you, and I'll see you in the next one.